Hey everyone, happy Sunday and happy full moon. It's tomorrow, but we're in the portal right now. Now, welcome to our energy reading talk for the beginning of July. First half of the month, we're feeling through this full moon in Capricorn, still in Cancer season. And the next rune in the runic wheel is Wunyo. So, there's a lot of energy at play just with that. A lot of factors there. A lot of opposing energies, to be frank. Now, the duality is interesting because Capricorn moon falling in the summertime is really driving to push us to go for the things that we had intended on doing this year. And we're getting into the heat of the summer. So the energy of doing and taking action is getting very strong and powerful. Now, at the same time, Capricorn has a duality in itself because it's the sea goat. So it's this goat that wants to climb to the mountain with all of its mind power and all of its mental focus and drive, while at the same time the fish half of it wants to be free-flowing and spiritual. Now, the other duality that we're facing is the fact that this Capricorn moon falls in Cancer season. So while we're being pushed with this drive to do more and do the goals that were on our list for the year and really hear the call to honor our soul's calling for what this year had intended for us. And that can get very loud. At the same time, Cancer really wants to balance that out and have this work-life family balance. And leaning into our emotions. Letting yourself feel what's coming up for you. Feel the feelings and the emotions. At the same time, Pluto is in retrograde, so there's a lot of shadows coming up because it is quite often known as the planet of inner work. Now, I'm not an astrologist, so I don't get into a whole chart breakdown, but my point is, how can we be aware of these energies and work with them? So, as always, I've broken it up into a few main big points. Number one is trust your intuition. Trust the ideas, the downloads that you're receiving right now, because chances are they're huge. Whether it's through this full moon or the fact that coming into this week, the energy of receiving downloads from source or your star family are going to be very huge, because we've got that Sirius portal opening up on the 4th. So trust the downloads that you receive. Listen to the ideas, because when you are in tune with the inspiration that you receive, you're like a radio tuner, tuning in to the frequencies of the ideas that are coming to you. Really great example that I love using with this is that ideas like songs, books, or stories or lessons come to different people at different times, and they are like frequencies. A really great example that I like to use is when Michael Jackson was songwriting. He would wake up in the middle of the night and he would call his agent and he would go, we got to get into the studio and record this right now, because if I don't, Prince will tomorrow. And that's exactly how it works. We see this in history all the time. Like if somebody didn't invent something or patent it right away when they invented it, somebody else invents the same thing and patents it. So the point is, honor the downloads that come to you. Know that those ideas are meant for you right now. Grab onto them and run with it. Number 2, lean into difficult conversations. I know sometimes it can be hard to sit down with people and really have the difficult conversations that are really bringing up tension right now, especially in Cancer season with Pluto in retrograde. But that's it. It's bringing up shadows in family and relationship stuff so that we can heal them. So that we can look at it, sit down and go, hey, I know this is tough, but we need to work on it. And now is the perfect time to have those healing conversations that are not easy, but they will lead to resolutions and things that you didn't, and outcomes that you didn't even expect. So, know that this is one of those situations where the resistance is the path. And that resistance being the stuff that gets in the way of the things that we're meant to do. So sometimes resistance is just this feeling of your ego or your self that hates confrontation and conflict, really clamming up when you know that there's a tough conversation that needs to be had, maybe with your boss or your partners. A great example for me recently was when I was experiencing some real stress at my other job where I do personal training, and my boss was just this really negative enforcement type of boss. And eventually, after being so stressed out about it that I was thinking, oh gosh, I don't know what to do here. Maybe I should just go somewhere else. Eventually, I just sat down with her and I said, hey, I'm really trying here, but you being so negative all the time isn't helping. It's creating a negative work environment. And lo and behold, me getting through that tough situation was what cleared it for me. She announced a couple weeks later that she was moving, and I wasn't going to have to deal with her anymore anyway. So, have the tough conversations. You'd have no idea what outcome they're going to lead to. Number 3, practice gratitude in an embodied way. There is a lot of blessings and a lot of abundance around this energy right now. And the biggest thing you need to do is be grateful for the things that you have. And not just the things that you have, but the positive experiences that we go through. And I used to I used to simply do a gratitude practice every day where I would write down a few things I was grateful for every day. But I've since learned that it is so much more powerful when we even take one thing, one positive thing. Maybe there isn't something today. Now, if you can find something that you can find gratitude in every single day, then wonderful. But the point is, rather than simply just writing a few things down, making it a meditative practice where you sit in it and you embody it completely and you relive the experience and the memory and all of the feelings that came up when you were going through this positive experience, and then turn that into a prayer and manifestation, essentially, where you embody that feeling until your cup is so full that you then say to the gods or the universe or source, I'm so full of this, now give me more. So your cup overflows, and then that energy spills out. And then, as opposed to this traditional sense of manifesting or prayer where we are asking for things and just picturing the things that we want and going, I'm calling this in, I'm visualizing it, I want more of this. That comes from a perspective of lack. And it is so much more powerful and embodied when we think of anything that will be some semblance of similar or resonant to the thing that you're asking for. If you want love, then think of a time when you really felt full of love, how it made you feel. Or if you want abundance or clients in your business, then think of the one happy client experience that you have. The one happy client that you have right now, and just embody that. And then think to yourself, yeah, I have it. Now give me more. It ripples out so much more when you embody that feeling rather than just asking for more of what you want. Now, a message from Wanyo in this reading: let your freak flag fly. Wanyo looks like a weather vane or a flag, and it is really about joy. It is a call to do the things you want to do because they bring you joy, not because you're living the way you think everyone wants you to be. When you start living life that way, you will call in everyone and everything that is meant for you like a song and a flag that your tribe can hear and see, because they're in alignment with you. Now, before we wrap up, here is something that you can do to really get the most out of this energy right now. My prompt to you is to sit down and map out your goals and your intentions and your manifestations for this month, but also a daily routine of how you can have work, life, relaxation, family balance. so that you're not so caught up in your goals and your aspirations and your dreams and driving for them that you don't leave any time for family or your spiritual practice, and you don't end up burnt out. So, remember, trust your intuition, lean into difficult situations and difficult conversations, have the tough conversations you need to have, and practice gratitude fully and embodied. And let that freak flag fly. Be your weird self. Love you. Bye now.